Hi there, thanks for tuning in to Dear Sybersue. I'm Susan McCord. Today's topic is, my boyfriend is pulling away. Should we take a break? I heard this question the other night when I was out for dinner, and a girl was talking about her boyfriend pulling away, and she's been with him for a few years, and she's noticed a lot of changes in the last while. The trouble with if you take a break in a relationship, you're not enhancing your partnership because you're not talking. So if you're taking a break, so many other variables can come in and actually damage your relationship. If you have set rules and you're taking a short break, maybe that could work a bit because you've got some boundaries in place. But so often people take a break and then they take advantage of that break. And rather than learn how to communicate with their partner again and rekindle their relationship, it pulls it further and further apart. If you get to this stage in your relationship where you feel like you need to step out of it for any particular reason, there might be more going on here, because a partnership is about communication. You don't step away from communication. You sit down and say to your partner before things escalate, how did we get here? What's going on? Let's talk about what's happened between us. Are you happy? Or am I happy? Is there something that we can work on together before it gets worse? And a lot of people don't confront the small issues, and then they become big issues. The first thing to understand is what is making them pull back. What has shifted between you? Something has changed. Please ask your partner to be honest with you, because even if you were to separate and move on from each other, at least you'll have a bit of clarity as to what changed. And if it's something that you need to work on for yourself, then you at least have the knowledge of what you need to do. So many people just walk away from a relationship and the other person's kind of left blindsided, not knowing what happened. Be there for each other. You fell in love, you've been in a partnership. Don't just shut the door on somebody. Don't say, let's take a break. Sit down and tell them, okay, this is what I would like to see different. This is what I'm missing. This is what I think we need to work on as a couple, and get it out in the open. If you're just shutting down, your relationship has nowhere to go. And taking a break usually is the inevitable of a nice soft way to say the relationship is on its way out the door. So I find more often than not that people who take a break don't come back from it. Now, don't take that, to mean that no one after taking a break can't fix it. As I said earlier, if it's a short break and you have boundaries with what you can and can't do within that time frame of the break, then maybe you can. If you're dealing with counseling during the break, or you're seeing each other maybe once a week during that break to try and communicate during that time, yes, that can work. But if you get to the point in a relationship where one of you is suggesting that you take a break, there's a bigger problem going on than you might realize. It's always a good idea to get counseling as a couple if you both still love each other. And that's probably the first thing that you should ask is, does your partner love you? Do you love them? Are you on the same page with how you feel about each other? There's just a few blips that have happened that have changed up your relationship. So much is salvageable if two people are willing to work on it. But if one person's shutting down or you're both shutting down, there's not really anywhere it can go because there's no communication to bring it back. Communication is always the biggest priority and the first thing that you should look at when you're dating. How do they talk? How do you guys compare with how you vocalize things? Are you on a similar path with what you want? Sometimes relationships can go on for 2 or 3 years before you really find out what the other person truly wants. And this is why a lot of relationships dissolve, because they don't take the time in the first year of getting to know their partner to make sure that you are on board with very similar things with what you want. And sometimes that's what ends up happening when relationships start fizzling or going in opposite directions. It's just because the compatibility isn't there like you thought it was. Solving relationship issues comes from two people in that relationship wanting to solve the issues. Because if only one person's doing the work, one person's making the suggestions on how to repair the damage, then you're already kind of doomed before you start, because it's not an equal reciprocated partnership. One person is willing to do the work, the other one is starting to think about going in another direction. And that's where you have to be honest with each other. Don't shut the door, offer to take a break, knowing full well that you don't really want a partnership anymore. That's just the inevitable of what's going to happen. And while you may think, oh, it's a softer approach to saying, no, I don't want to be in a relationship anymore, it's very hurtful when someone is left hanging on. It's also very important not to sit on the back burner waiting for someone to come back that's pulling away from you. That's not okay to do that. It's not good for you, and it's not good for the partner, because they eventually lose respect that you're not standing up for yourself, even though they're pulling away from you. If there's any issues at all, please discuss them right away. Don't let them fester. Don't let them sit back undiscussed, because it will just build. And then what happens is there's all of a sudden anger starts coming into the picture, and the arguments happen. And that happens because of the frustration of not communicating about what's going on. Taking a break just avoids the problems. It doesn't help repair them. And so I really want you to hear that today, because people think, well, if we just walk away for a little while, we'll figure out what it is that's missing. Usually what's missing, if you're taking a break, is that your relationship is no longer the way it was. And for you to walk away and start experiencing new things outside of your partnership is not going to bring you closer. So instead of taking time apart, find a solution that you can work on together. Talk to somebody that can help you if you're really feeling stuck. If you truly love each other and you're honest about that with one another, it's totally worth everything you can possibly do to fix it. Taking time away is not one of the answers for that. You need to get close again, not further apart. Thank you so much for tuning in to Dear Sybersue today. Please leave any comments you have, subscribe, and click like on the video. Thanks everyone. Have a great day. Bye-bye.